Welcome back. BJP's own MLA Vishnu Wagh is dejected, aggressive and very critical at present and has slammed the Parrikar-led government over MOI issue, legalization of Dhiriyos and other issues. Vishnu Wagh says there is no difference between Parrikar and Digambar when it comes to solving the MOI crisis. Wagh has advocated modern and improvised Dhiriyos in the state with stadiums and stuff. Wagh has admitted of meeting Sharad Pawar on many occasions, but has cleared that all the meetings were totally non-political. Vishnu Wagh was speaking to us in our weekly Counterpoint.
एक स्टेडियम करचो या धिरया धिरयो उगड्यार लायता उगड्यार लावपाक कोणा परमिट करचे लोक धिरी पळयतले धिरी पळोवपाक लोक तिकीट काडून येतले अशी दोन स्टेडियमां जर सरकारान उबारत नॉर्थ गोवा आणि साउथ गोवा आमचे लोकूच न्ही टुरिस्ट सुद्दां मोठ्या प्रमाणात तिकीट काडून येतले भितर शरद पवाराक हांव खूबदां मेळटा फाटल्या 5 म्हयन्यांत शरद पवाराक हांव 3 ते 4 वेळ तरी मेळ आसतलो हांव हालीं तांकां फाटीं एकदां पुण्याक गेल्लो तेन्नाय मेळिल्लो कित्याक शरद पवार हे जागतीक मराठी अकादेमीचे संस्थापक अध्यक्ष आहात As far as the parliamentary elections is concerned, there is still time for it. It depends on, see what happens if my party only tells me tomorrow to contest, then what am I to do? Lusophobia games organize करपाक म्हजो नैतीक आणि तात्विक विरोध आहा. लुझोफोनिया होस्ट करपाक म्हजी येना, पार्टिसिपेट जावपाक जायना गोंयच्यान किंवा भारताच्या टिमींत. आणि सरकारान पयर जाहीर केलें की आमी आमची भुमिका पयलींच्या हाती चालू दवरतले तर जर सरकारची हीच भुमिका आसत जाल्यार आमकांय आमची भुमिका मांडची पडटली कशी ती मागीर सांगता कृतींतल्यान दिसतली सरकाराक सल्लो दिवपाचें काम ह्या कमिटीचें आसत जाल्यार मुख्यमंत्र्यांच्याच अध्यक्षतेक जाल्ली समिती सरकाराक आनी शिक्षण खात्याक कशी हें दितली सजेशन MOIचो इशू आमी प्रामाणीकपणे लढले आमी प्रामाणीकपणे तो इशू हातीन घेतलो पण म्हाका अशें दिसता की हे इशूचेर म्हजे सकट खुबश्या तरणाट्या भुरग्यांची आनी गोंयच्या एका संपूर्ण पिढीची ही फसगत जाल्या पूण हांव म्हज्या परीन जें कितें आसा तें हांव करतलो हांव तें केल्या शिवाय कसोच रावचो ना की हो इशू सोडोवपा खातीर तुवें एक वेवस्था बदल्ली पूण त्या वेवस्थेन जें परिवर्तन करूं जाय आशिल्लें तें मात करून हाडलें ना because he has sidelined these issues, these vital issues, and he's been saying now, let's give me, you give me 2 or 3 years to solve it. म्हाका अशें दिसता जेन्ना आमी आंदोलन करताले तेन्ना आमी म्हणटाले हो इशू घेतलो केलो क्रिएट म्हणून दिगंबर कामत आतांच्या आतां वचूं जाय तेन्ना जर दिगंबर कामत आतांच्या आतां वचूं जाय आशिल्लो जाल्यार हाव कॅन वी प्रोलॉंग दिस इशू नाव
At the biggest national convention in Goa, the opponents of the BJP have trumped the party. BJP-led government's advertisement was partitioned by its opponents, highlighting misdeeds of the government on the front page of the newspapers. Highly placed sources informed that the war on advertisement in local dailies of Goa has put the BJP in a spot. Huge money is being spent by the Goa government for publicizing its heartiest welcome advertisement to BJP's national leaders. Congress has criticized the Goa government. Watch our report.
BJP government in Goa of misutilizing government funds by issuing advertisement through the Department of Information and Publicity. Only language they have used, that language does not make any difference. Government of Goa welcomes national luminaries in the land of peace and prosperity and tranquility. We have never seen such a misuse of government funds by a political party openly disregarding all the norms of law and fair play. This is when, at a time when 3 lakh people are unemployed and the Chief Minister is seeking funds for the families of those who are affected by closure of mines. At this stage, you are squandering government funds, and that too illegally, is something shameful.
I am surprised they should have not. They should have not, but then let them take up in the assembly or MLAs who are there, because it is the money of this government. So let them take up in the next assembly how they could spend this money.
Have a look at this advertisement. This appeared on the day before the National Executive Meet of the BJP in Goa. There is a partition between the BJP's hearty welcome to the party leaders and the opponents' advertisement. The opponents have reduced the space of the advertisement on the local daily on front page. The opponents have pressed for the issues faced by the Aam Aadmi in Goa. When BJP convention is happening in Goa ahead of Lok Sabha polls, the opponents mentioned in advertisement as common man of Goa have put the party in a wrong spot. Bureau Report, Prudent.
Two former ministers and former deputy speaker are under scanner of Vigilance Department. Human rights defenders have complained against Dhiriyo Kamat, Mavin Gudino and Jose Philip D'Souza for illegally denotifying parking land in Daboli. They have demanded to re-notify the parking land. Members have also threatened to knock the doors of the High Court if Vigilance Department does not act within 15 to 20 days.
20 executive members of human rights defenders on Friday filed complaint for committing offences under IPC and Prevention of Corruption Act for denotifying land in Daboli. Members have alleged that cabinet decision was taken in a hurry without following the procedure. The group demanded that the denotified parking land should be re-notified for the purpose of Daboli Airport.
We have filed a complaint with the anti-corruption branch of the Vigilance Department, bringing to their notice the facts regarding the offences committed by Mr. Dhiriyo Kamat, Mr. Jose Philip D'Souza, Mr. Mavin Gudino and Mr. R. under the Indian Penal Code and the Prevention of Corruption Act. In our complaint, we have mentioned that these four persons have committed offences under the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988, for which they are liable for a punishment of 3 years and another 3 years under section 167 and 406 of IPC, and another 7 years each under section 408, 420, 468 and 471 of IPC. In the interest of safety of the passengers and the human beings in the civil aviation sector, openly demand that this particular land be re-notified.
They have also criticized Lakshmikant Parrikar for ignoring this issue, which he had raised when he was in opposition. Group has also threatened to approach the High Court if the Vigilance Department does not act.
We are also shocked to listen to Mr. Lakshmikant Parrikar few days back. In the month of March, we had given a letter to him saying that he has to follow up with this issue, because 1.5 years back, when he was the BJP president, he had openly demanded that FIR should be registered against these four persons. But when we met him personally, he has told us that he has forgotten about this issue. So we also place our request with our Chief Minister, Mr. Manohar Parrikar, to give a mental treatment to our Health Minister, Mr. Lakshmikant Parrikar, for losing his memory partly.
Reporter Mahesh Gadi with video journalist Chetan Gaus.
Tension struck the Baiful ward of Asolna Panchayat over funeral cottage of 81-year-old woman. One Zhuang family restricted the funeral cottage of old Elsina Pace being taken to her house before the final rites. Sources say there is a litigation going on between the Zhuang family and Pace family over the pathway for the last more than 20 years in various courts in Goa.
81 years old Elsina Pace died in Mumbai, and a corpse were brought to her native house in Baifal, Asolna on Friday morning. The husbands reached Asolna at 9 in the morning, but the Joe family objected to the corpse being taken to the native house of Pace. All the people from the ward gathered near the house of Pace and requested Joe's sisters to allow the corpse to be taken to the native house. However, all requests fell on deaf ears. Finally, locusts forcefully cut the tree branches which were coming on the way and made a 1.5 meter wide pathway to take the corpse of Elsina Pace in the house. There is a litigation going on between Joe family and Pace family over the pathway for the last more than 20 years in various courts in Goa. The locals were also angry as the Kukali police, who were called for help, went back advising the people to sort out the issue by themselves. Bureau Report, Prudent.
Let's take a short break. Stay tuned.